You know, over in Taiwan, getting into medical school is basically considered the absolute academic summit. It is fiercely, intensely competitive, really a realm reserved strictly for the absolute top-tier students. So when you hear about one parent who successfully guides multiple children, all with completely different personalities, into medical school, well, we naturally have to ask, what on earth is the secret sauce? Welcome, I'm absolutely thrilled to guide you through today's explainer. We are continuing our series on how to raise kids who are truly capable of entering medical school, and today we're unpacking a highly effective, yet kind of surprising approach. But right off the bat, we need to make a really crucial distinction here. The core philosophy we're talking about isn't just about forcibly squeezing a child into medical school through sheer pressure. No way. It's about cultivating their raw capability. Because once a child possesses that high level of knowledge, self-discipline, and problem-solving skill, they ultimately have the total freedom to choose whatever path they want in life. Medical school is really just proof of their capability, not necessarily the mandatory final destination. Okay, let's dive into this. This is actually the fourth installment of our series unpacking this incredible methodology. And trust me, we have even more exciting explainers coming up in the future. Let's do a super quick recap. In episode 1, we talked about instilling the pure determination to overcome difficulties. Episode 2 gave us a highly practical method, breaking massive problems down into manageable pieces and tackling them one by one. Episode 3 tackled every modern parent's ultimate pain point, cell phone management. But today, in episode 4, we're looking at something the father argues is actually way more important than grades. Today, we're focusing on character education. Section 1, the TSMC origin story, parenting through quality control. Now, what is truly fascinating here is that this whole approach didn't come from some academic psychology book. Nope, it came from the ultra-high-stakes world of semiconductor manufacturing. The father attended a lecture by Caining Xian, who was a factory director and later vice president at TSMC, literally one of the most advanced tech companies on the planet. Tsai explicitly stated that we should, quote, apply quality control concepts to educating children. And because this brilliant idea came directly from a TSMC factory director's own mouth, the father humbly refuses to take any credit for it whatsoever. He simply took this factory quality control concept and applied it straight to raising his kids. So, how exactly did he do it? Well, he created an objective daily rating system. Instead of just yelling or getting emotional when things went wrong, he consistently observed. Every single night, he evaluated basic things. Is the room clean? Is the homework finished? Were promises kept? Good behavior earned a little smiley face. Collect enough of those, and the reward was super simple. A trip to 7-Eleven to pick out a small snack. But here's the thing, the reward itself didn't actually matter. What mattered was the consistency. The child learned that steady, good behavior yields predictable, positive results. It completely replaces reactive, emotional parenting with calm, objective observation. But the absolutely most crucial part of this daily system is this specific question. Every evening, the child had to proactively go to their mother and ask, "Mom, how did I do today?" And if they messed up, the father made them apologize loud and clear. This wasn't just about being polite. This routine literally forced the child to take active ownership of their actions and objectively face their own shortcomings every single day. So you might be wondering, what does all this have to do with getting top-tier grades? Well, it's pretty simple when you think about it. A child who is trained every single day to maturely and objectively face their behavioral mistakes without getting all defensive, they naturally apply that exact same mindset to their studies. Because they are completely willing to objectively face their own flaws, they can easily find and fix their academic pain points. In this way, scoring top-tier academic grades is truly just a natural byproduct of having good character. Section 2, the Black Tea Dilemma, a lesson in moral vigilance. This brings us to a highly relatable story that really captures this whole philosophy in action. One of the kids was attending a math tutoring center that was running a special promotion. Donate a certain number of receipts, get a free bottle of black tea. Well, the kid figured out a loophole. The center wasn't actually checking the dates on the receipts, so they started using old, expired, worthless receipts to score free drinks. When the child excitedly told their dad about this clever little trick, he didn't instantly explode or scold them. Instead, he delivered a totally crucial lesson on system design. He told them, all system designs must consider that bad people exist in this world. He explained that anticipating human flaws is absolutely essential. Otherwise, no rule, institution, or promotion can actually function properly. And then, he paused. He looked right at his child and asked this incredibly heavy, dramatic question. There are bad people in this world, but are you going to choose to be a bad guy? Wow. It completely silenced the child. In one sentence, the father brilliantly shifted the conversation from a clever trick for a free drink to a profound personal choice about integrity. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how it totally breaks our preconceived notions about morality. The father actually believes the biggest trap in character education is creating a set of dogmas that make a child pretend to be some perfect, morally superior person. True character education is the exact opposite. It's acknowledging our inherent human selfishness, that it's perfectly normal to want to exploit a loophole or avoid responsibility, and then remaining constantly vigilant against those instincts. A person who genuinely thinks they are a perfect angel is actually dangerous, because that's when they let their guard down. Section 3. The scientific validation, the good behavior game. Decades after implementing his homemade quality control parenting, the father was absolutely shocked to discover it perfectly mirrored a legendary, scientifically validated psychological study. It's called the good behavior game, or GBG. It was this massive longitudinal study starting way back in 1969, led by Shepard G. Kellum in Baltimore elementary schools. The premise was surprisingly simple. Early, consistent rules and group cooperation replaced traditional punishment. First and second graders were rewarded for teamwork and self-control with predictable, positive reinforcements. It wasn't about punishing the bad, it was all about consistently reinforcing the good. And this brilliantly illustrates the long-term power of this approach. Researchers tracked these kids until they were 19 to 21 years old. The outcomes? Staggering. Just from playing this game in first and second grade, crime and antisocial behavior were significantly lower in adulthood. Substance abuse dropped dramatically, and academic focus and graduation rates significantly higher. It fundamentally proved what the father suspected all along. Early, consistent behavioral training literally alters entire life trajectories. Good grades really are just a byproduct of good behavior. Section 4, the blueprint for parents, laying out 6 core principles. Let's distill the father's specific, actionable advice based on everything we've covered today. Here's the blueprint. Number 1, prioritize character over grades. 2, observe objectively and constantly, just like factory quality control. Don't just react emotionally. 3, maintain consistent, predictable rules so the child feels secure. 4, actively notice and encourage right actions. 5, cultivate their ability to admit mistakes without defensiveness. And 6, discuss values, not just test scores. The ultimate goal here isn't just to get a kid into medical school, it's raising someone who inherently does the right thing, even when absolutely no one is watching. So, I want to leave you with this final thought. Are you raising a child who just blindly follows the rules to get a good grade? Or a child who has the true capability and character to confidently choose their own path in life? Think about that for a second. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and be sure to stay tuned because we've got even more incredible insights coming up in the next installment of this series.